Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Jazz Transcription Clinic. Before we dive into our today's solo, I want to make a point that a couple of days ago I had a conversation here on Soundslice with a very nice guy. His name is Marshall McDonald. He joined the Count Basie Big Band for 20 odd years, and he pointed out that the solo that I transcribed, the tenor saxophone solo that I transcribed on Splanky on the Atomic Basie album, is played by Frank Foster and not Frank West. Now, I initially wrote Frank Foster because this is what I thought it was, but another incredible arranger, transcriber and player, David Berger, told me that he was 100% confident that the solo was played by Frank West. And so I did change it to Frank West, but now Marshall McDonald, who again played with the Count Basie Big Band for more than 20 years, I think he got a strong point, because he sent me some tracks of Frank West playing, and he asked me, is this the same style that you hear there? And then I started listening to other Frank Foster solo, and the solo played on Splanky, I think, is to believe that was played by Frank Foster. So I changed the title here. I will change also on the video on YouTube. But I love those conversations because there is also a bit of history. I had the opportunity to chat with some great people. So shout out to both David Berger and Marshall McDonald, who tried to initiate a dispute there, a very friendly dispute on solo attribution, which sometimes is very important. But listening to the tracks, listening to the styles of the different players, I think it's reasonable to think that the solo was played by Frank Foster. And today's solo is the Phil Woods solo on Walkin, another blues, a blues in F this time. Phil Woods is playing with Quincy Jones Big Band. They are touring Europe. This video is taken from a concert in Switzerland, even though the track was also released on an album. And this is Phil Woods' official website. And the album is Q Live in Paris, circa 1960. So that's exactly the date of the video. And the track is Walking by Carpenter, arranged by Quincy Jones. And Phil Woods is playing first alto, and he's also playing that solo that we are going to analyze and to have a little bit of fun with. Just one thing, I was scrolling the discography on Phil Woods' album, just try to find that recording, and I was caught by the incredible amount of the recordings that Phil Woods recorded in the second part of the 50s. So if you start here with 1956 with the John Eardley 7, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 albums recorded and published in 1957. Some with Dizzy Gillespie, and I believe this was a tour with Quincy Jones. This legendary album, This Is How I Feel About Jazz, about Quincy Jones. But guys, 16 albums of this caliber in just 1 year, it's incredible. And this is the period of the video that we are going to analyze. It's 1960, and there are a lot of albums with big bands: Quincy Jones, Thelonious Monk Orchestra, Buddy Rich and Max Roach, Quincy Jones again, The Great World of Quincy Jones, Carmen McRae, Q Live in Paris, which is the album. Or it could be also Swiss Radio Days, but I think they didn't release Walking. Yeah, there's not a release of Walkin here, so it must be the other one. Anyway, go and have a wander on Phil Wood's official website. I also saw that there is his autobiography available for purchase, Life in E flat. Alto saxophone is in E flat. I might order a copy and read it. Now, this is the solo I'm talking about. I try to write down all the articulation because I want to point out that Quincy Jones in that period was playing a very, very strong bebop language. And I think part of his signature sound and language is definitely the articulation. So I try to write down exactly the articulation. There is this line here that I can highlight for you, which he uses a super strong, articulation on that line. Let me just turn the volume a little bit down. So on those high notes, G, F sharp, F, and then D and F, he is really, really strong there. He plays with super heavy accent. And then articulating all the notes at the end there. I can play this little bit for you so you can hear the original version. There is a super massive difference between the accented notes and the rest of it, right? Right? It's that wide, that big. Even the first phrase after the opening, how smart it is to opening on 6 G sharp. So it's a blues in concert F. So it will be D for the alto saxophone, meaning that this is the sharp 11. And the reason why he starts there is because the trombone just finished on the G sharp. That note is the sharp 11 and is the last note of the trombone solo. So he says, why not? Right? But the next line is beautiful, this one. Right? It's like, hello, we are playing bebop, we need strong accent, we need a phrase that swings hard. So you really need to hit those notes with super strong accents, super strong tonguing on the reed, right? And you need to have the pressure going in your diaphragm, because as soon as you release the tongue, the sound needs to start heavy and bright. Right? So there is a lot of practice, there is a lot of things that we can learn here. Right? And then another phrase I absolutely love is this part here where he hits some super high notes, F sharp and then F sharp again and then E, and the way he plays is so cool, is so jazz. Right? Have a listen. Right? Super. gorgeous. There are so many things we can talk about and practice, right? This line. Right? That's great. That's absolutely great. The marcato, the crotchets on a marcato. Dot, dot is that specific sound that is so hard to find, right? But it's specific to jazz, it's specific to bebop. When you play big band, you need to know how to play a marcato, and definitely Phil Woods knew. He was one of the best first alto saxophone players ever, right? He played in so many big bands, giving his signature sound. And then there is some crazy fast bebop lines. There is this one with the tritone substitution. Whew. That's, I don't think I can play there. I will need to practice. Ooh. This one is gorgeous, beautiful. Right, going down a semitone. And the chords here might be these are the last two bars of the blues. So D7, B7, E minor or half diminished, and A7. So on D7, right? B7. That's gorgeous. So it plays 3, 5, 7, 9, and then goes to the 13, and then does the same thing as semitone below, so B flat, 7, landing on the G, which is the 3 of E minor, right? And then and then 2, 5 here, but the whole phrase there is gorgeous. Again, articulation is vital there. A big hit on G sharp, a big hit on G natural, right? Right? And the last one is also a line that I want to practice. This one is quite typical, but the way that Phil Woods plays it is fantastic. So the idea, again, here we are on the 2-5, so E minor 7, A7 at the end of the blues, so bar 9 and bar 10 of the blues, and he simply plays the arpeggio, pulling down the 7th, right? So, but the way he plays it in the contest is absolutely perfect. He's swinging so high. Right? Right? So this is a solo. It is available on my website. If you click on www.mircoguerrini.com, there is a section called transcriptions. You can find this one in B flat, E flat, and concert key if you want to purchase, among all other transcriptions that I made. Thanks for watching and listening, and please hit the button subscribe. See you next time.